Very good. You're there. Count Fenring wants to talk to you, and it's never a good idea to keep our dear Fenring waiting. Come to me in Harko as soon as you can. I have a ribbon for you, kitten. Oh look, the kitten is back. Do we have business? Dangerous to speak that name aloud. Even our connection off. You better be. Dangerous times for us all. I hope you're ready, kitten. Well, I didn't ask. I'll have my men take you to... See? I told you I had a ribbon for you, didn't I? Such trust. I promise not to take advantage.
Ah, my favorite assassin. I must confess that reading Alara's reports is a rare pleasure. Except this last report. You entered the ruins of old Carthage. Tell me, what happened down there? As a mentat, your mind is a fortress built on logic and reason. Tell me what transpired. Spare no detail. The Beni Tlilax, a nest of spiders, and you a Gola, the flesh of the fallen, reborn. Fascinating. Your service has earned you answers. Unlike clones, who are grown from living cells, Gola, the process of doing so, is knowledge known only to the Beni Tlilax. They make a fortune dealing their blasphemous wares across the Imperium. Spoiled Na Familia will pay extraordinary sums to have their favorite pet or retainer resurrected. But no Gola has the memories of its original host. No Gola remembers who they are. If you value the past or the mind, then Gola are worthless. They were the first sign that the Beni Tlilax were not done with Arrakis. My agents began reporting stir-ups among the minor power players. We quickly discovered that these were Tlilax agents, but that they were Gola was unexpected. Nevertheless, I could not allow them to destabilize the region. We must each do our part, and the spice must flow. Years ago, my informants traced some unusual activity in Carthage to a Beni Tlilaxu lab. Before we could investigate further, the city was destroyed. The destruction of old Carthage is considered a terrible accident. But was it? I believe it was the Tlilaxu who destroyed the city. A monstrous choice. Destroying innocent lives to cover their profane works. Unlike clones, who are grown, the process of doing so spoiled enough. No Gola has the memories of its original host. No Gola Indeed, you are a refinement. Your compulsion doesn't drive you to madness as it did the ones who came before you. You have a great deal of imprinting. You can learn skills that take decades to develop in a short amount of time. And, fascinatingly, you don't have the appearance of whoever you are originally grown from. Perhaps that is the clue. You must have been someone with a recognizable face. The Beni Tlilax are forced to hide you in plain sight. It's plausible. You seem designed to be anonymous. It seems highly unlikely. Such experiments would be psychologically unstable. Perhaps we can discover the answer together. Recently, there has been a string of murders in Arakeen. The victims have all been my agents at one time or another. A Tleelak's retaliation for your efforts on my behalf. My chief inspector believes so. Travel to Arakeen. Find my investigator in the Imperial Consulate. He'll be thrilled to have the help. I expect nothing but excellence from you. Report to Alara when you are done. I will continue research into your origins.
Well, if it isn't Fenring's pet puzzle box. Last we met, there was a Sardaukar blade against your throat, and I was debating how best to make you scream. Careful, prisoner. I might start thinking you're trying to scare me. Threats and promises. Sounds about right. Let's get this going before the killer makes a third option. We don't have time for guesswork, but rushing breeds mistakes, and mistakes mean more blood on the streets. This killer is methodical, precise, and they won't stop until the job's done. There's a pattern to the victims. Find it, and you might catch them in the act. If the killer's still here, and we believe they are, then this is our best and maybe only chance to stop them. And make no mistake, if the Bennett Tleelaksu are involved, this isn't just a string of murders. It's a purge, carefully planned and devastating. A threat not only to Arakeen, but to the stability of the entire Imperium. There is no we. You go out and dig. I stay here and wait for the results. Don't come back empty-handed. They were competent, trained, and experienced. But skill only gets you so far when someone's watching your every move. They ran into something or someone they didn't expect. That's why they're dead now. No one's been able to stop whatever's behind this yet. You want suspects? Count Fenring has enemies stacked like sandbags. Some want him dead, some want him ruined, and the rest are just waiting to see which comes first. I am doing that very thing, am I not? The Sheriff of Arakeen has many opinions. One of them is that I should stay out of his way. For now, it's sufficient that I remain in the shadows. You're not Fenring's only pet. He's got a whole shelf of broken things he likes to wind up and watch. Start with the engineer, Austin Lath, on the upper level of the Seleucid Bull. The last two victims were known associates. He must be mixed up in this somehow. He's not out on the floor with the common drinkers, if that's what you're thinking. Lath sticks to the back rooms, quiet, curated, and expensive enough to keep the rabble out. Of course not. They are restricted to patrons of higher standing than prisoner. You'll have to speak with the barman on the upper level of the Seleucid Bull, Alistair Chin. Either he or their security man, Ugo Forense, can provide access. Leith had an assistant, Hester Klimt. Talk to her. She's a smart girl. Does most of his work, then earns her hazard pay swatting hands from randy officers on the upper level of the ball. Agent doesn't mean what you think here. Fenring's people aren't all cloak and dagger types. More like a specialized bunch of killers and survivors. You fit in better than you realize. We have a prevailing theory, yes. You've just come from Carthag, have you not? Then you felt it. The way the air there hums. Like the place is still screaming. That wasn't war. Wasn't Harkonnen spite. That was Tleilaxu work. Precise and measured erasure. And these killings bear the same signature. Makes a tidy cover story, wouldn't you say? The Tleilaxu had a secret foothold under Carthag. You saw it. Hidden labs. Vaults full of nightmares. Things that don't belong on any world. Then someone found it. And when it wasn't secret anymore, they burned the city to cover their tracks. It would seem that the Tleilaxu believe that, yes. I believe the exact who of it doesn't really matter anymore. For the Tleilaxu, a single breach warrants annihilation. They'll burn the whole house down just to kill the mouse. Then they're not done burning. They'll keep going house by house, room by room, name by name, until the scent's gone and the ash settles. If only I had a dossier and a drink menu. Find the man. You'll learn more in 5 minutes than I could tell you in 10. Should you require further guidance, return to me.
Hello! Welcome to the Matador Room, where the spirit of Caladan steps into the ring, poised, unshaken, and noble to the end. Believe me, I would love to usher you in and cause a scandal. But unless your house's sigil is on the registry, you will have to enjoy this floor with the rest of us wretches. Follow all the leads you want, friend. But not past that curtain. I don't bend the rules just because someone sounds serious. Besides, the room is on lockdown. I'm just the gatekeeper here. A minor medical incident with a patron. We are grateful for your patience. Of course, discretion and propriety forbid me from disclosing the activities of our patrons. You understand. Hey, Thors sent you. Yes, we know Master Leith well. Alas, he is the subject of the unfortunate medical incident I spoke of. Yes, but that was before you identify yourself as the sub-prefect's agent. I regret to inform you that the engineer has suffered the most conclusive of health setbacks. Let's just say he won't be ordering more drinks anytime soon. Master Lathe, he was not exactly a social creature, but he wasn't a monk either. Few faces came and went, trusted ones at that. Well, Alistair, the steward, kept him fed and pickled. The wine merchant, Ambrose Lucifera, would sometimes stop in for a glass or a five. He and Leith share a taste for esoteric reactionary literature. Oh, and his assistant, Hester Klimt. Well, she is the one who actually keeps the planetologist office running. If Leith had a shadow, it was her. She is a blend of outdated political theory, mystical dogma, and a romantic delusion. Written by fringe thinkers for fringe audiences, Master Leith's attentions were ever diverted by it, and proletarian erotica. Proletarian erotica. Titillating stories about the field hands and mechanics, usually. Grimy rendezvous in tool sheds and bunkhouses. Factory workers rotting behind oil drums while quoting dialectics. It's someone's version of liberation, I suppose. Currently, I am speaking with you. Soon I will attend to Master Leith. Master Leith is na familia. Typically, that means there would be an inquiry, but Master Leith has no known next of kin. That means there is no one to miss him or call for such an inquiry. So the matter dies with him. I have the Beggars Guild on retainer. When such a case arises, I leave a mark on the side door, and the body disappears, never to be seen again. I don't know. It is never seen again. Very well. But may I ask what is it you are looking for? What a conspiracy! The man was cooked on Vanta draft, and he liked to play revolutionary between relapses. Very well. I grant you access to the lounge, but I make it quick. Please, wave your little wand around. You will see what I saw. The trail of a man who burned from the inside out.
If you're hearing this, well, I didn't get away. I'm Austin Lathe, engineer. The guy they call when they want things done, not questions asked. There was this one chance I could have said no, but I didn't. I crunched the numbers, fine-tuned them. That was all it took to bring down the ceiling on 1 million lives. I didn't press the button, but I knew it was coming. I just didn't want to disappoint the guy who asked. They gave me a new title, a nicer coat, called me Na Familia. But after that, they wouldn't look me in the eye. And the thing I hear over and over, it's not the blast. It's my silence. Then I found this pamphlet stuck behind a sink. You dig, you sweat, you die, and your work builds opera houses on worlds you'll never see. There was a sandfly stamped on the back, razor wings, sickle-shaped stinger. What bleeds in silence must one day sing. Didn't get it then, but those words stuck.
Ah, you are back. How can I help? He did say something about hating the Harkonnens, but that does not make him special around here. Trouble and the Harkonnens go hand in hand here. You could throw a stick in any direction and hit someone with a grudge against the Baron. But a murder here, right under Hawat's nose, that is not just bold. She is near impossible. You would need more than hate or ambition. It would take something special to earn that.
Welcome to the Matador Room. If you're here for honesty, I suggest dehydration. If you must. Saw him when he came in to measure his Vanderdraft. Faster with the paw like a chemist balancing a toxin. That was this morning. His assistant Hester and that puffed-up wine merchant Ambrose Lucifera used to intrude, but not lately. The last few weeks he kept the door closed and the bottle closer. What was he reading? I don't always keep up. Very heavy. And good for killing ants. I'm holding out for the Communinet adaptation. Histories of Imperial Descent Volume 6 was a real hoot. He was a good customer, generous with his bar tab, which was paid like clockwork at the end of every month. That was my impression. The Solaris were always transmitted by wire from an account with an Arsent transit code. A garrison town in the eastern Haga Basin. Pray you never see the place. It's where the Sardaukar are encamped. If you must. I eagerly anticipate your return. No.
Do mine ears detect the footfalls of someone who will add a drop of Austin's dead. But I only saw him recently. So full of life. Wait. Is this a potential murder investigation? How charmingly macabre! Do you really think someone murdered poor Austin? Shh, don't spoil it. Yes, I simply must be involved. How might I facilitate your sleuthery? Now see here, I am only midway through today's debauch, and am of sound enough mind to answer the queries of both of you. There are two of you, yes? I jest. Oh, do lighten up. This isn't a funeral, it's a possible murder scene. I've already imbibed several libations in dear Estim's memory. Yes, of course. Carry on. My occasional drinking companion has an education in engineering. If anything, he's even more of a man of leisure than I. He has an advisory position at the Imperial Planetologist's office, though I don't believe he's ever set foot in that office. He's here more often than even I. If you ask me, and you have, he curried the favor of someone powerful to receive such a cushy job. Well, his carnal pursuits are prodigious. He worked his way through nearly all of Arakeen's eligible ladies. The man knows how to pitch woo prolifically. My occasional drinking companion has an education in engineering. If anything, he's even more of a man. He has an advisory position. He's here more often than even I. Well, his carnal pursuits are... It's been a most unusual pleasure. Should you discover any more juicy details, I'll be here, keeping vigil for poor... Austin.
I swear to the stars, if you're here to ply me with a drink, I'm going to shove shards of glass in your eyes. I'm sorry. Am I sorry? No, I'm not. Let me be plain. This is the worst possible time. I do not wish to speak. Kindly go away, please. You've seen... Very well. Let's get this over with. My name is Hester Klimt. Ask your questions. I was his assistant. We worked together at the Imperial Planetologist's office. That's the extent of our relationship. He was my boss. I didn't know him outside of the workplace. I can't be of any more help than that. Adequate. He was adequate. At any rate, he's dead now, leaving me sorting out a mountain of chaos. Damn him. Sorry. No. And what does it matter? There's no foul play. Unless you have some compelling evidence or medical training, I have to deal with the fallout now. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare. I have to clean out his office. I have to prepare for his replacement. There's too much. Who made that fanciful exaggeration? Ambrose Lucifera? The man's mind is a perverted carnival. I saw nothing to suggest anything of the sort. Now that sounds like a fanciful exaggeration. I at least saw nothing to suggest anything like that.
Report. Then our lead is cold, along with the corpse. Still, self-inflicted incompetence happens. Frost suggests seizure, or poison, or both. His usual habits might have masked something more deliberate. I see. Then I suggest you speak with our resident Sook, Dr. Shafat. Perhaps she can clarify what your untrained eyes cannot. Dr. Shafat keeps a back-alley surgery near the entrance. Curious how the Sooks so often favor squalor over station.
You do not appear to be injured or ill. So what brings you to my clinic? I can't say I know the name, but I'm afraid my head has been buried in matters concerning my clinic of late. What's this to do with me? Sub-Prefect Torse is aware of me. I'm flattered, I think. The word victim is rather loaded. I assume you suspect foul play. Today has taken an interesting turn. I'll do the best I can without a body to directly examine. What can you tell me about the state of the cadaver? That makes me suspect poison. However, without bodily samples to test, I cannot confirm. A poison snooper would be the most expedient method. I'm afraid I don't have any snoopers at all. My supplies are lacking in general at the moment. If I knew that, I'd have one already. But I'm not exactly familiar with the more illicit sources of goods in Arakeen. Are we here for medical advice or a murder investigation? I came to this war-torn planet to do good. Instead, vital equipment and medicine. No doubt the supplies were flagged for their shady origins. I would be grateful for anyone to go to the customs office and straighten this out.
Oh, hey there, friend. Looking for anything well, color me curious. You've got a specific purpose in your eye. Don't know the man directly, but his name comes up now and then among the... You're in luck. I just so happen to have a snooper. Solari always spends...
You? Again? Feel like a rash. Sorry. Was that hurtful? Not hurtful enough. How is this supposed to go? I'm in over my head. I'm not in the proper state of mind, and I promise there will be collateral damage if I have to open my mouth. Murder? That's impossible. I don't... How could you... How? No, there's clearly been a mistake. The situation is insane enough without these wild theories. All right, you nerve-wracking hound. Let me think. Perhaps I do know something that would help. Ask your questions. Stranger than usual? He did become extra agitated. Paranoid, even. Particularly after a meeting with a strange woman. A redhead. He met with her in a closed room for hours. He came out, distressed, immediately ordering a thop to transport for the following day. I didn't recognize her. She looked, noble, perhaps. Congratulations on that brilliant deduction. I don't know if I should, He had a secret workshop in the Eastern Shield Wall. I don't know why he chose such a remote location. I don't know what he worked on there. I never saw him work. I'll send you the coordinates of the workshop. understand. Let's get this over with. Murder. I just can't believe... Well, the more I think about it, someone murdering Austin isn't so unbelievable. I don't know what to believe. Austin wasn't a conventional boss. He rarely came into the office. A dysfunctional workplace, to say the least. No guidance, little teaching, nothing. With the absence of Cyprian Io, I've been taught nothing. I've had to figure it out as I go, running the day-to-day affairs in the chaos. In essence, I'm the acting planetologist of Arrakis. It's ludicrous. I'm in over my head. Damn Austin. Or rest in peace. Or both. Losing my mind. I've long suspected someone owes him a major favor. That's just speculation. You should understand, Austin was a brilliant engineer, as near as I can tell. But something shattered him at some point. He's a shadow of who he was. It wasn't any one thing or any describable clue. Just a million tiny intangibles taken in while being around him. Something had him guilt-racked. Once I saw him sobbing over a set of city planning sketches. He didn't see me. He avoided his work and skill set. It made him feel guilty or afraid. I'm not sure how he made ends meet, but the job title remained and money kept coming in. Was that some sort of revolutionary manifesto? I don't know much about the book itself, other than Austin was reading it obsessively recently. Not specifically. Well, I don't know if it is any way connected, but Austin's political demeanor was becoming more, I suppose, militant. Towards the end, he also seemed to be hanging out about more and more shady and dangerous-looking people, though I have no idea who they were. Alistair and Ugo have access to any room in the Seleucid Ball, of course. I know I've seen Ambrose Lucifera in and out of there. Isn't that the thing about murder? We're often surprised by who is capable. I suppose Ugo and Alistair might have their own shady dealings. But I can't imagine them killing someone in their own establishment. And Ambrose seems too ridiculous. I don't know. An alibi for Austin's murder. I was out on business that Austin had been neglecting. I'm afraid the only proof I can show are piles of hastily prepared paperwork.
Ah, the return of our intrepid sleuth hound. Has the plot thickened? Oh, do say the plot has thickened. My dear Inquisitor, are you treating me like a suspect? Ridiculous! I am deucedly outraged. No, I'm not feeling anger. I'm feeling intrigued. A proper murder mystery, and I'm a suspect. How wickedly romantic. Perhaps I felt a deadly envy toward my dear friend. Well, nothing comes to mind. He was a sad sack of wine, whereas I am rather fabulous. Come to think of it, we weren't very close friends. Pshaw, we can hammer out a motive later. I'm just glad to be in the rogues gallery of this caper. I can say this about poisoning Austin. It would be easy to do. The man had recently developed a bottomless appetite for spiced alcohol. Not everyone can handle vice with the charm and panache that I do. People like Austin turn alcoholic dependency into something depressing. Something terrible haunted that man. 1 part guilt and 2 parts fear of discovery, shaken well and garnished with intrigue. My, such a sharp and incisive mind. You're liable to cut yourself on it. I trust you'll keep that little deduction between us. Allow me to lend you an ear. Maybe 2. Ah, yes, his illimitable nervous tic. I can stomach murder and cadavers, but just thinking about that man's poor, tormented cuticles. Ugh. And I'll tell you another thing. He had deep-seated mother issues that bordered on fetishistic. We can smell our own. I can say that he was rather buried in that book, a recent reading obsession. He even had it open at the bar, barely registering the people around. I was mildly put off by all the finger-licking he did whilst turning the pages, but if moisture is needed on Arrakis, one must simply supply it themselves. Oh, yes, that was the most scandalous bit about it. A rather controversial text full of criticisms of the Empire. The title was Histories of Imperial Descent, Volume 7, The Ikaz Revolt, Causes, Conduct, and Consequences Within the Imperium. Or something thereabouts. Come to think of it, he also recently read a banned Sandflies manifesto titled Wings in the Dark, Notes Toward a Future Without Chains. Yes, well, I simply must petition my house to change our motto to, for we are high functioning. I'm afraid I missed out on that bit of gossip. A pity. I did see him reading a Sandflies manifesto recently. Only that they have an improbably high propensity for slapping me, men and women. Though to be fair to them, I deserved it. Oh, do you mean Austin's tremulous little apprentice cowering at the window? In that case, no. I shall count the minutes until the next disaster. Do I get to play the part of a potential suspect? Fun! Yes, I've been at this establishment for most of the day. Sounds sad now that I'm saying it. Anyway, the proprietor can vouch for me. Well, only the usual assortment of patrons. Nothing noteworthy, I'm afraid. It's been a most unusual pleasure. Should you discover any more juicy details, I'll be here, keeping vigil for poor Austin.
Found what you were looking for? Or just a new regret to pair with your drink? I believe you are mistaken. Master Lathe is under the influence of something quite spiritual. Vantadraft. Known side effects include coma, confession, and occasionally death. But let's be generous and assume the middle one. You're right. No games. Just a corpse in the Espada room and a list of insults I had hoped to use before Vantadraft finished what regret started. Murdered? No. Master Lathe was far too committed to slow, deliberate self-annihilation, not flashy enough for murder. Self-loathing's not a flaw in this town. It's a currency, and Master Lathe had it to spare. He spent it on bad liquor, bad romance, and bad books, in that general order. Weird stuff, off-the-record titles, things that don't circulate legally. Class struggle, worker dignity, that sort of quaint filth. The kind of books that'll get you locked up on over half the systems in the Imperium. Sorry, the desk to sign out library books is on the lower floor. Things you don't read for fun. Anti-imperial treatises. Sandfly manifestos. I don't know. I suppose he wanted to unbolt the class system with his wrench and conviction. Should have known tools like us don't get to fix things. We just hold the weight until it crushes us. Vanta draft. Poured black as regret. The real stuff. Illegal with a trace of poison. Mined in barrels, not bottled. The Master Lathe said it was the only drink honest enough to finish what he started. Not officially. Just a spice stabilizer that got banned in 3 systems. Makes the color pretty. Also kills your liver. Depending on who you ask, that's a feature. Optimistic. That's generous. The bottle said, may impair judgment. Master Lathe read that as permission. Master Lathe collected bad decisions like drink tickets. And love was just another excuse to disappear for a night. Or 3. You will have to ask his assistant, Hester Klimt. She catalogues tragedy like a tax collector. Go spoil her mood.
Ah, you are back. How can I help? But who would want to kill Master Lathe? He was already doing a good job over that himself. Between his taste for that toxic Harkonnen brew he loved so much, and the company he kept. House deserters and ex-DUNE men mostly. Not the kind that file taxes or hold court on Kaiten. Keep it down, stranger. But yes, if you are asking if Master Lathe drifted that far, he did. Master Lathe was a creature of habit, wretched ones. Benders that lasted days, women and drink until he couldn't see straight. Oh, public! Shouting poetry in the gutter. One sock, no shoes. The sheriff, he dragged him in more than once. No charges, of course. Not for his kind. He would vanish, poof. Sometimes for days or weeks at a time. Always come back clear-eyed, skin back like a desert stone. That is when he would hole up in the private room, pour himself a Vanta, crack open one of those revolutionary tomes, and the cycle would begin anew.
Report. You rattled her then? Good. Did anything shake loose? Did she say where? If he was running, that's the direction we look. Very good. You're starting to think like a Cheops player. But every cleared square reveals a trap or a truth. Go see which one Lath left behind. The pyramid game. 9 levels. Like chess built for mentats. It doesn't matter if you have... The point is, you don't win Cheops by chasing pawns. Every piece changes value as you climb the board. Just like an investigation, you can't trust what's in front of you until you understand what's above it and what's beneath.